So yesterday we have seen effect of frequency on the emission of photoelectrons. Another two characteristics are being there. So we were going through characteristics of photo emission. Photoelectric effect. So yesterday we have seen effect of frequency on photoelectric emission, and we have seen that at a minimum threshold frequency the emission of photoelectron takes place, and above threshold frequency the emission is continued, whereas here in this case intensity of light and anode positive potential kept constant. Second characteristics we will be going through now. Now here are the three different parameters: frequency, intensity and anode positive potential. Now in the second characteristics, intensity of incident radiation, effect of intensity of incident radiation on photoelectric emission. Now here in this case, frequency of incident radiation above threshold frequency and anode potential positive kept constant. These are the two different factors. Here in the first characteristics we have kept intensity and anode positive potential constant, and frequency is being changed. Now we are changing intensity, and whereas frequency of the incident radiation above threshold frequency and anode positive potential, these are the two factors which are being kept constant. Now look here, what is meant by intensity? First, the number of radiation falling per unit area. Number of radiations falling per unit area. Now let us consider here, this is the photocell. Now here in the photocell I am keeping one bulb here, I am keeping that bulb here, I am keeping that bulb here. What is happening? The number of rays falling onto the surface of the cathode will continue to go on increasing as I bring in the source of light closer and closer is. So as the number of radiations falling per unit area onto the surface of cathode increases, number of emitted electron from the surface of cathode also increases. Remember, one incident ray brings out one photon, if the energy is greater than the threshold frequency, or the energy is greater than the binding energy, or the energy is greater than the work function of the surface of the cathode. So one radiation, that means one electron, one photon. Two radiations means two photons. Three radiations means three photons. So as the number of waves incident onto the surface of cathode increases, the number of photons emitted out also continue to go on increasing, So what it affects here, you must have to listen that number of photon increases as intensity increases, number of photons emitted from surface of cathode increases. Which increases the current? Which increases photo current? Which increases photo? Which increases photo current? Which increases photo current? That means photo current is directly proportional to intensity of incident radiation. Intensity of incident radiation. Intensity of incident radiation. That is, IP is proportional to intensity. So if I plot the graph between I and intensity of light, here IP, then you will come to know that as intensity increases, the current also increases. Now listen carefully. You must have to understood the relationship between frequency and photocurrent. Frequency changes only defines whether the current will flow or not. If you increase the frequency above threshold frequency, current will not change. Only the energy of the electron which are emitted will change. But intensity will change the amount of current, because the number of electron emitted is directly proportional to the intensity. You must have to remember this. On this factor only, the application of the photocell depends on, which is light detector, lux meter is the application which depends upon this. Lux meter is an important application of photocell. We will be seeing this. Lux meter measures the intensity of light. As we live in India, we are watching continuously the cricket matches. We come across that umpire used to come onto the ground with some machine, and they look at the machine and then tell that the intensity of light is sufficient to play the match or not, because that machine gives us the flux. That machine gives us the intensity of light. That machine gives us, and that is based on the photoelectric effect, where the intensity increases the current, which is converted into some parameters, and which tells us that whether the light intensity is sufficient to play the match or not. So this is the second important characteristics of the photoelectric current. This is the second important characteristics. First characteristics, we have changed the frequency. Intensity and anode positive potential has been kept constant. Now in the second characteristics, we are changing the intensity and we are keeping the constant frequency above threshold frequency, and anode positive potential, we are keeping these two constant. Now we have to go through the third characteristics. Now look here in these two cases. We have vary one physical quantity and kept other two physical quantity as changing constant. Now the third characteristics that we have to see, effect of anode potential on photoelectric current or photoelectric effect. Whereas here in this case, now intensity and frequency above threshold frequency of incident radiation kept constant. Incident radiation kept constant. Now, this is the third important characteristics. The anode potential given. Now, look here in the circuit diagram which we have drawn day before yesterday, where this is the photocell, this is the anode, this is the commutator key, this is a multimeter which gives us the current here. Cathode, anode, milliampere meter which gives us the current there. This is the incident radiations which are being falling there. Now initially anode is being given with the positive potential and cathode is given with the negative potential. Now to study this, I am just telling you how the phenomenon of attraction takes place. Now let us consider, for example, this is anode potential Vp and this is Ip. Vp and Ip. Now look here, when the light radiations are falling onto the surface of cathode, then negative charge electrons are being emitted out. Negative charge electrons are being emitted out. Which electrons are emitted? Negative charge electrons are emitted. Anode is at positive potential. What will happen? These negative charge electron will be attracted towards the positive potential. Now let us consider we have kept intensity constant. Now when we kept the intensity constant, that means number of emitted electrons per unit from the surface of cathode is being kept constant. Now let us consider, for example, few electrons are being emitted out. At zero potential, some of the electrons will be attracted here. The current might consider it to be 2 milliampere. Now I am giving it plus 1 volt, current becomes equal to 4 milliampere, plus 2 volt, current becomes equal to 6 milliampere. Then at 3 volt it is 8 milliampere. And we continue to go on increasing. Let us consider at 10 volt, the current is 20 milliampere. Now look here, the total number of electrons emitted from the surface of cathode are reaching to the surface of anode. No electrons are being remaining there. What I am telling to you, if consider here 100 number of electrons, photons are being emitted. At this 20 photons are reaching there, at this 30 photons, at this 40 photons, but at this potential, all the 100 photons emitted from the surface of cathode will be reaching to the surface of anode. No photons are being balanced there. Now, if I increase the potential to plus 11 volt, the current will remain constant. If I increase the potential, the current will remain constant. Why? Because we have kept the intensity constant. This has to be changed. Number of photons emitted from the surface of cathode has to be changed. We have to change the intensity. We have to increase. Then only then this will increase. But we have kept this constant, so this will be there. So if I plot the graph, here, this is the Vp plus 0, negative Vp. There it starts from this. It is going there, and now it becomes a constant. And this is here I1 constant. I1 constant, and this is the 2 milliampere current from this. And this is just example for understanding this. But at zero potential, some of the electrons emitted from the surface of cathode are reaching to the anode, because zero is the positive with respect to the cathode, negative voltage given to the cathode. So this one. Now if I reduce the potential to minus 1 volt, this is 1 milliampere. If minus 2 volt, this is 0.5 milliampere. Minus 3 volt, this becomes equal to 0.1 milliampere. Now look here, even though anode is given negative potential, but the emitted electron, high energetic emitted electrons, the electrons have the high energy. So this is very close to it, kept at the center of curvature. Then what will happen? They will be attracted. No, but due to the energy, they will go and hit to the surface of the anode. Because they are high energy. So what will happen is still there's some photocurrent of the order of microampere, of the order of milliampere, 0.1 milliampere, microampere will flow there. And the current not equal to zero right now. But if we continue to go on increasing the potential at some negative potential, the current becomes equal to zero. And that potential where the current becomes equal to zero, that potential is called as stopping potential. The negative potential given to the surface of the anode, where the photocurrent becomes equal to zero, is called as stopping potential. Now if I change the intensity, increase the intensity, what will happen? If I increase the intensity, what will happen then? And I am not changing the frequency, I am just changing the intensity. What will happen? The graphical nature will be, this is the first intensity pattern, this will be the second intensity pattern. Stopping potential will remain same. Because we are not changing the frequency. Stopping potential will change only when we will change the frequency, because stopping potential depends upon the energy of the emitted electron. Stopping potential depends upon the energy of the emitted electrons. This is the intensity I1, this is intensity I2, this is intensity I3. So look here, this is the characteristics of the change in the potential given to this. So this defines the anode potential given to the anode defines one important characteristic, that is called the stopping potential, that we have to see. Write down what do you want to write now. Now second aspect of this, here we have changed the intensity, and we have seen that on changing the intensity, the amount of maximum current is changing, but the stopping potential is not being changed. Now if I want to change the stopping potential, we have to increase the frequency. If in the third characteristics, if I change the frequency of the incident radiation, then what will happen? Then the graphical nature will be in this way. This is the stopping potential for the first intensity I1 and frequency nu 1. Now I am changing the frequency only. So the maximum current will be there. This is the frequency intensity I1, frequency nu 2. I am changing this for the third one. This is for the frequency I1 and intensity 3. Now for frequency nu 1, stopping potential Vs1. For the frequency nu 2, stopping potential Vs2. For the frequency nu 3, stopping potential nu 3. Because stopping potential defines the energy of the emitted photons. As the frequency increases, the energy of the emitted photons also increases. As the intensity increases, energy of the photon increases, and that is why at this stopping potential, the repulsive force of this anode is sufficiently equal and opposite to the energy of the maximum photon energy. That is why no negative charge photon will reach the surface of the anode, and then the current becomes equal to 0. Then the current becomes equal to 0, and that is why it is very important factor. This is very important factor that is called as the stopping potential. So what is the concept of stopping potential? The definition of stopping potential will be stopping potential, the maximum negative potential given to anode, at which what are the features which are happening there? The photo current becomes equal to 0. The photo current becomes equal to 0. This is one characteristic. Second characteristic, no photoelectron emitted from surface of cathode will reach anode. What will happen then? The maximum kinetic energy of emitted photons is equal and opposite to the anode negative potential. What does it mean? At this, if I write this here, what that equation becomes equal to the kinetic energy max is equal to negative Vs measured in electron volt. That means kinetic energy maximum is equal to the given stopping potential, the given potential to the anode measured in electron volt. Thus this defines how the photoelectric effect is affected by these three factors: intensity, potential and the frequency. Potential and the frequency. Now again here, kinetic energy maximum is equal to negative of stopping potential measured in electron volt. That is, we are replacing the unit volt with electron volt. That will give us the maximum kinetic energy. of the emitted photons. Now I will summarize the characteristics of the photoelectric effect. Characteristics of photoelectric effect. First, photoelectric effect is an instantaneous phenomenon. Phenomenon. Second thing, photoelectric emission will takes place when intensity of incident radiation, frequency of incident radiations is above threshold frequency. Third characteristics, photoelectric current increases with increase in intensity. Photocurrent does not depend upon photocurrent above threshold frequency does not depend on intensity. Frequency does not depend upon frequency. Fourth characteristics, at stopping potential the photoelectric current becomes zero. These are the characteristics of the photoelectric effect or photoelectric emission. Photoelectric emission is an instantaneous phenomenon. The moment the light intensity radiations are falling onto the surface of the cathode, the emission just starts there. Photoelectric emission will take place when the frequency of incident radiation is above threshold frequency. Below threshold frequency, no emission will be there. Below threshold frequency, no emission will be there. Below threshold frequency, no emission will be there. Above threshold frequency, the emission will continue. The energy of the electron will go on increasing. Photoelectric current increases with increase in the intensity, and intensity means one radiation takes out one photon, two radiation takes out two photon. If I increase the intensity, number of photons emitted also increases, number of photons emitted also increases. So photocurrent depends upon intensity, it does not depend upon frequency. Above threshold frequency, the current becomes constant if you are not changing the intensity. At stopping potential, the photoelectric current becomes zero. At photoelectric current becomes zero. Now these are the points which you have to remember. Write down.